Hey, what's up everyone? And welcome to episode 24 from this tiny tropical garden grown in the south of the UK. Just look how lush and glossy every plant has become over the past couple of weeks. It's at this time of the year with all of this fresh new growth when this style of garden looks really exotic and tropical. But all of this growth comes with some downsides, as you can see from this top-heavy Geranium madurense, which has now collapsed under the weight of all these blooms. But with a quick prop-up, everything was well. We just need the flowers to right themselves to the sun again. This is a new plant to the garden this week. It's called Penstemon Dark Towers, and it has lovely dark purple tinged foliage that will match some of the exotic plants in the garden very well. Like this Enseti banana, for example. They are a perfect match and they're going to sit well together in the raised bed. But you know me, I like to get my money's worth, and all of this fresh new growth should be perfect for cuttings. Let me show you how I'm going to do it. Here's the prepared section of the stem that I've just cut away from the main plant. We're losing the lower section of the stem as we don't need that, and the lower leaves from the piece we're going to use. We then pinch out the growing tip, and we've got our material perfect for propagation. Just enough leaves to allow it to photosynthesize, but not so many that it loses moisture. I then just gently firm this into some multi-purpose compost in a 9cm pot, and you can put as many cuttings in this pot as you can fit without them touching too much. Here you can see I'm all done. Now I'm going to let this soak and I'll water it and keep it moist until these cuttings start to root, and we should have lots of new plants. And there's the added bonus that the parent plant we cut back will put out lots of new shoots, which should increase the number of flowers. Now I'm getting to a point in the year that I want to plant out my seedlings, and they really haven't grown as much as I'd have liked. That one's Amaranthus Early Splendor, and this is Amaranthus Love Lies Bleeding. You saw me sowing the seeds for these plants in an earlier vlog. I'm going to take the risk, and I've planted them out as well as the penstemon into the raised bed now, and you can see my crackerjack marigold seedlings are at the back. Hopefully these will grow away and fill out the bed well. I got away with it last year, so fingers crossed I can get away with it again this year. And you can see the raised bed is starting to fill out and look really tropical again, which is good, because if I'm honest, this is the part of the garden I have a panic about every year. And my Impomoea seedlings are ready to be planted out too, and I'm just going to plant these at the base of shrubs and allow them just to clamber and climb up through in a really natural way. I've done it for this clematis and it just works, and it looks really great and jungly. I've got laurel for evergreen screening and winter protection for the garden, and it's a nice framework for the climbers to scramble up through. You can see one planted at the base here. Some of the plants in my garden aren't happy. They seem to be suffering with interveinal chlorosis, which is the yellowing of the leaves, but the green veins are still there. Now this could be a number of things, but it basically comes down to a deficiency in either magnesium or iron. And if you look at the clues on the plant, you can work out which it might be. The lower leaves are absolutely fine, but it's the leaves at the top of the plant that are suffering, which means it's probably iron, one of the heavier elements. Iron becomes inaccessible for some plants in alkaline soil, so I'm going to top dress the bed with some ericaceous compost just to increase the acidity. I'll also top dress the soil with some Epsom salts at this point, just in case there is an issue with a lack of magnesium. You can see the salts are applied to the soil, and then I'm just literally top dressing with the ericaceous compost, and as I water, this will feed down to the roots and increase the acidity of the soil, and hopefully increase the plant's ability to uptake iron. And the final stage in this remedial action is to water it all in with sequestered iron. You can get something called chelated iron, which makes iron accessible to plants even in alkaline soil, but these sachets are something I already had kicking around in the shed, so I'll just use these for now. You simply dilute it with water into the can and then pour it over your bed, and it says that one application should last a full growing season. And I had a similar deficiency problem with my Magnolia grandiflora, and I followed these steps and it's worked a treat, and it's putting out lots of new healthy looking growth, so fingers crossed it will work for this other plant too. But this problem aside, the garden's looking very, very happy and healthy, which I am super chuffed about. And the nights are mostly staying above 10 degrees Celsius now, which will really help these tropical and exotic plants. So many of them are putting out flowers or just about to put out flowers, like this sambucus. The garden is just absolutely full of life at the moment. Now if you love the tropical gardening style, be sure to hit subscribe and comment below if you've got any tips or questions, and as always, thank you for watching.